Hey everybody, we are back with day 5 of Junk Journal July. Sorry my little thingy is so small, I just didn't print off a big one. I just needed it for me. I wasn't thinking about needing it for the video, but Junk Journal July, today, day 5 is Fold Out. This monthly challenge is hosted by @MegJournals, hashtag Junk Journal July. I know there are several people participating. I watched a good handful of videos today to play catch up because I was out of town for the weekend. So today we're doing fold outs. I've been playing around with the thought on this. I typically do like fold outs, tip outs in my books, in my journals, in the form of like envelopes. So this is just a regular blue envelope that I've glued to this paper and it folds out. So that's how I typically do fold outs. It may be considered the lazy man's way, but that seems to work for me better for me because it's a fold out, plus it's got the little envelope pocket, so I think it turns out pretty cool. But I'm working on this Raggedy Ann journal and I have a couple of thoughts. And I also have these little envelopes. They're not little envelopes. I've already started chopping on them, but from work, from the bills that we get in, and they have the perfect good size little window. And so I thought, I love shaker cards. I struggle with shaker cards. So why don't we do some fold outs that are shaker cards? So I came home and put together a prototype, and it's a shaker card. It's not a very full shake. Well, I mean, it's full, but it's not a very shaky shaker card. But my thought process with this is that I would put it down in my journal. There's some writing space, and it flips out. So this is kind of a prototype that I'm playing around with. So the envelope basically is like this, and I've glued it to a blue cardstock and made it kind of like a card, but I'm using it as a flip out. So my thought process is, find me a page in here to say, for example, I could put it on the page and it would flip or fold out, is my thought process. But you still have some journaling space. So that's kind of what I play around with. I did this one. I liked the concept and the way it came together. It's a shaker card and it's a journal space and it's a fold out. But I wasn't pleased with, there's too much blue. So who knows if I'll use that or not. But I thought I would play around with these couple of these images from the book and make some with the images behind them instead of just the plain blue. So that's what we're going to do today. And we'll create them in the journal as a fold out, not just a card. So first things first, I need to trim these up and make these even because they were envelopes and I just cut them in half and then popped them open and cleaned them up basically. But they're not even, but they need to be. So that's what we're going to do first, is get them some sort of even so we can work with them. And so I did this one. I liked it with the red, just the red right through here, but you could still see the Energy logo a little bit, so I added the blue to kind of cover that up. So maybe we trim the Energy label off. What do you say? We'll try one and see where it gets us. see where it gets us. I didn't want them to be too small. Nah, that's not too small. I mean, it's pretty small, but... we'll just see what we're working with. That way I don't really have to stress over covering up this big logo. So, okay, so this is where it's going to be tricky because and I trimmed this down just so I wouldn't have so much to deal with. But here's essentially what we're going to do. Let's glue this to this. And so here's my disclaimer, I am by no means a professional. I mostly just wing it when I'm doing this kind of stuff. And I mostly just kind of meander through. So if you're screaming at me, no, that's not the way to do it. Well, you know, I've already disclaimed that I struggle with shaker cards. And I've already disclaimed that I'm no professional. So you're just here to, my mat is dirty. I need to clean that off. Gross. Anyways, so poor little Raggedy Ann is flopped down, but that's what happens to the Raggedy Ann. So we'll need to line up this image and glue it down on here before we glue it to here, right? So let's just do this. Let's get a little bit of glue on our image. And let's just play with it and see what we come up with. Okay. So we have her smashed there. And so now, let's just make the shaker card part of it, and then we will trim her down and see what becomes of it. So I'm going to do a line of glue to seal all these goodies in here. I want it to go up to the window, but I don't want it to go into the window. I mean, it dries clear, but you can kind of see on this one, I say you can kind of see, maybe you can, maybe you can't. There's a little bit of glue there and glue there that's squished out. So no big deal, but you know. So we got glue all the way around, and now we need to add some shakies. These were in some Happy Mail from my friend Mary Ellen. And I just opened this. I guess I sealed it back better than it was, but they're little colorful hearts, and I think they go well with this theme, this book. There we go. I don't want a whole lot because, you know, Raggedy Ann's going to be in the background. So let's just close this up, see what happens with it. Like I said, I struggle with making shaker cards because I just... my brain, it's hard for my brain to wrap around them. But I think we did it. So now we got to decide how we want to trim it down. This, of course, will be on the page because this is a fold out or flip out. I think we do want to trim this. And of course I could sew around this. That might be kind of cute, but then that would take away, I don't know. That was not straight at all. Neither was that, but whatever. So do we want it to be short? How about this? I'm gonna cut along the line here. So we'll have a little bit of yellow. I think that'll work just fine. And we're gonna round our... Let's see here. How do we want to do this? Do we want to do this? I think so. I'm trusting the washi. Trusting it. There's that. Okay, and so I knew that went in there right. This little corner rounder, if you don't get it right, it pinches it funny. It's broken per se. I need to get me a new one. Do we want to round that corner or just leave that like it is? Oh, well, we need to at least do this one down here. What do you say? So I left my shoe polish open last night. I'm so good to try to remember and close all my glues and glue sticks and all that, but I failed to close my shoe polish last night. So he's kind of dried out. Get over here in this other light. So I don't know what that means. I'm gonna Google and see if there's a way to revive the shoe polish, because it's like it's oil based, I think. So just putting water on it's not gonna help the situation. But we're gonna work with it the best we can for now. For now. So what do you say? I think that makes a cute fold out. And it's shaker cardish. Okay, I kind of like that. So, we'll keep going. Ugh, I'm making a mess over here. Let's keep going, let's keep going. Making a big mess over here. I wish I could see it. Ugh. Okay. Keeping on going. So we have this image and this image. Let's trim our card up. So I think it's okay to cut off the energy. I think it's okay to cut that off. It doesn't make it too short, I guess is what I'm saying. Too stubby. Back from vacation today. I have to work 2 days this week, and let me tell you, nothing is going on. So, I sat at work all day, wanting to be home, creating. So yeah, it was a day. But I'm home now, and I'm creating. So that is good. Let us do another blue one. This is just colored cardstock that I had in my stash in the spirit of using what I have. And maybe I'll leave that little trim there. Okay, and then we're gonna trim this backside down a little bit because we don't need all that jazz. Some of my mess over here. Okay. Okie dokie. So I watched, I'll be honest, the two main people I watch, if you haven't watched many of my videos, you don't know because I talk about them all the time, but two main people I watch are Cindy at Studio Lou and Mary Ellen at Red Parrot. I've been watching Cindy at Studio Lou for a while. She does so much that is my style. I say my style. She does so much that I wish I could do. In my heart, it's my style, but when I come to my table, I can't be so. I call it willy-nilly, but I can't be so willy-nilly with my stuff. I'm too much of a perfectionist. So I strive to be more willy-nilly, like Cindy is with her stuff. She does it and it works and I love it. But anyways, I strive to be more like that. And so that's the main reason why I watch her, is to inspire me to be more free with my art. So back to what I was saying, the other person I watch fairly religiously is Mary Ellen at Red Parrot. She is more my style and I don't mean this in an offensive way, in the perfectionist manner. You know, there's a way to do it. There's a place, you know. So, I connect with both of these two people on different realms. They both inspire me creatively like nobody's business. Anyways, that to be said, I did manage to watch. I did watch a handful of other Junk Journal July videos, just to get a few ideas of what everybody's doing. And I did subscribe to a few new people, so I'm kind of excited about that. But I did watch Cindy's and Mary Ellen's. I got all caught up with their videos. Their Junk Journal July videos. And I will say this. Cindy's, and this goes back to the willy-nilly being free with your art. Cindy's video of day one, Junk Journal July, day one's prompt is good vibes. Her video, it's kind of it's a voiceover because the way she did it, she sped up the video, which worked perfectly. Her video, I want to do that so bad. I encourage all of you to go check it out, of course. But she basically did a mass make of journal cards, collage, you know. And they turned out fabulous. And she's doing a giveaway with them. I don't recall when the giveaway ends. My apologies. But she is doing a giveaway with the little journal cards that she made. But she just kind of went with it. She was very free with it, and she cycled through them, and she created a handful of little journal cards, and they were fabulous, little collage journal cards. And again, I wish I could be so free with that. Now, with that being said, I still have to do prompt number 1, good vibes. And so who knows, I may tackle it. But I just don't know. I loved it. I just loved watching it. I loved the little cards that she created. It was definitely good vibes. Definitely good vibes, in my opinion. I don't know where I was going with that, but anyways, I think I was just gonna compliment her on that fun little video, because it definitely was fun. I've planned to do a catch-up day of day 1, 2, 3, which is good vibes, pop of color, and negative space. And so those are mainly the ones I've been watching. I did watch a few of the tickets and tags of people's, and I did watch a few of the fold-outs from today's prompt. But I mainly, all those little hearts are on Marcella's face. Come on. There we go, much better. I mainly wanted to watch those the first 3 to get some ideas for me to do the pop of color. I think by doing this, trusting the washi again, this helps chill out some of that white. A little bit of it anyways. Okay, what do we want to do here? What do we want to do with this situation? I think I like having it trimmed. I'm going to trim it nice. I'm not going to willy-nilly it. Let's say that. Get it all lined up. I'm Miss Perfectionist. Yep. And I might cute. Add a little bit of brown to grungy it up a little bit. I might see if I've got some little words or snippets. This is obviously a Raggedy Ann themed book that I'm working on, but I am incorporating other toys into it. I am obviously, some of the pages look like the blocks, and I have some dollhouse looking stickers, and I have found in my stash of all stashes in my stash of all stashes, I have found these itty bitty teeny tiny puzzle pieces. And they have my colors, the red and the yellow and the blue. There's a light blue. So I'm gonna pick through and use these throughout because they're so teeny tiny and they're so cute. So we have that going on. So yeah, I'm doing a Raggedy Ann journal, but it's kind of got an what am I trying to say? Not undercover, more like an undertone, an underlying theme. Ha ha ha! Underlying theme of children's toys. So, yeah. I don't know why I was telling you that, but anywho. And I mentioned in my last video when I was working on this that I'm gonna, since this book has scribble scrabbles in it, I gotta find me a red crayon. I'm gonna add scribble scrabbles into the journal somehow, some way. Okay. Turn this down a little bit so we can work with it. Oh, and we want yellow. You know what I just realized? They're all opening the same way. So let's flip the script here. Did I do that? Yep. Yep. Okay. Yeah, they all open. Well, I mean, I guess this one, technically they should open like this because of the way that the image is. But we're going to go with this. Okay. Focus shell. Turn this down so don't use so much glue. And glue it down so we can get started. So I think the shaker cards kind of go along with the kind of the children's toy theme, you know, kind of in a roundabout way. Kind of like confetti in a roundabout way. So if there's an easier way to do this, feel free to share. Because I feel like I'm going the long way around this, but I don't know any other way to do it. I am going to do this, though. I'm going to trim a little bit. Not that that really did much matter. I'm just being a little perfectionist here. Oh, goodness. Okay. So, we have this, we have this. Let's add our goop. Our funfetti. Get the glue gunk off my hand here. I'll make sure I get all sides. And my glue is better than this. It's just I'm not wanting a big glob to come out, so that's why we're doing it that way. And a little bit more of these. Oh, okay. Well, anyways. Random squirrel thought there. My thought was, I have some shaker stuff that is teeny tiny playing cards. And going along with the kids theme, I could have put those in there. But oh well, I didn't. Maybe next time. Maybe next time, Raggedy Ann. Okay. And maybe we'll use the blue this time. Okay. That's kind of cute. I feel like it needs some red, but what is going on with that? I probably need to change my blade on my knife, if I had to guess. Okay. Do you see what I see there? I see a little bitty hole. And we are not playing that game. Because we don't want shaker cards everywhere. Okay, back to what I was doing. I'm going to trim this guy down a little bit. If I can get him even. He's not even. need to put this one somewhere near some red because it's bothering me that there's no red in there. But we'll make it work. We will make it work. Okay, let me grungy him up a little bit. This new sponge is squeaky. But it works for the most part. I'm sure I probably should just, you know, bite the bullet and buy the expensive sponges and dyes and all that stuff. But I just, ugh, it's just so hard for me to do that. I'd rather struggle with the cheap stuff. Okay. So, flip outs is where we are today for day fold outs. Flip outs, fold outs. Is there a difference? If there's a difference, let me know. Okay, I rounded all these corners but this one right here. And what do you think? I was trying to be different, but let's baby round them just a little bit around. Fold outs. So this was my prototype. I really don't know that I like it, so I don't know what will happen with it. It may or may not end up in the book. But these three, they actually will probably be fold outs up tops because of the way the images are. But I think they're kind of cute, pretty simple. Yeah. So as you can see, I'm just kind of really working right now on ephemera for my Raggedy Ann journal. So yeah, that's what I got for fold outs. And the way that I envision this is, for instance, let's put him here and he'll fold out so you can have some journal space. That's kind of the way I envision it. And they all, this one's kind of wide, but they all fit, so that is good. So yeah, there you go. 3 fold outs that are shaker cards. I may add, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna see if I could find a little word snippets. Let's see where I'm at on my time. I'm pretty out there on my time, so I may or may not add some word snippets to these. Who knows? But anyways, that's what we got. 3 fold outs for Junk Journal July 2023. It is hosted by @MegJournals. I'll tag her below. So yeah, hopefully you are jumping in on this little challenge. It's been fun so far. I've only done 2 days, but both days have worked out to my advantage for making some ephemera for my Raggedy Ann journal. So yeah, thanks for joining in and watching me in my chaotic mess of making. It is certainly a pleasure. I was away this past weekend, and what I missed most about home was being here with you guys and doing these videos and creating and all that. So thank you for liking and subscribing and commenting and just watching and being here to listen to me ramble. Yeah, so hopefully you're joining in on this challenge, and I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. Day 6 tomorrow is layers on layers, so that should be interesting. But anyways, I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.